Hey guys, so it's that time of week again with the weekly reading. As always, if it resonates for you, great. If not, don't worry, maybe next week is more your vibe. But let's see, we've got Monday the 17th of Feb, takes us to the 24th. So let's see what the message is for the week ahead. Okay, one more card, please. Okay, so the underlying energy of the deck is the Five of Wands. So this is all about I want to say the word rushing today, like rushing to kind of get to that fire. Now, this could be symbolic of a goal, a place, a situation, something. But as you can see with the cards here, it's like everyone's like scrambling on these sticks, right? Like there's no sort of solid path to get there. So I feel like maybe for some of you, you've been on this path of just scrambling. Like it feels like you're just reaching for anything, trying to just get there. And I feel like for some, there's like not actually a there that you really have a strong focus on. It's almost like you're just kind of trying to grab whatever to bring in a sense of maybe like stability or like feeling or something like that. Before I do get into this reading, I just want to touch on the energy at large. So the last couple of days, like post full moon, the lead up to the full moon was really intense. The post has been heavy. There's been a few moments of lightness, but it has been a little bit dense. You might be feeling, especially after the full moon did pass, like body aches and pains, headaches, like just a really big sense of like letting go and being shown where you kind of need to stop like fighting for something. So let's get into the cards and see what we have. So we have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. So with the six being the first out, this is all about being symbolic of a victory. So this is saying that something that you're working on or something that you maybe want to work on will be successful. But with this Knight of Pentacles, it's saying that the progress, even if you can't see it or it feels really slow, if this is important enough for you, it is going to work out as long as you continue moving. Now, this like might not be clear on the moving, and maybe like with this five, you've been moving a little bit in an erratic way. I'm getting that quote, like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. So maybe like that's how you've been going through life recently, or maybe even forever. Like you kind of take something and you just kind of keep like throwing it at the wall and just waiting for that like aha moment to stick. And maybe some things have, maybe some things haven't, but this is kind of saying like it needs to just become a little bit more intentional now. So once you can see the clear path and you start walking and planting seeds, like that's when we get to that success. When we're just throwing seeds everywhere, like I'm hearing like wildflowers. So like, yeah, things are blooming and things are happening, but like they're growing just everywhere. Like we don't have kind of a clear-cut garden, so to speak. So yeah, this is just saying this week, like just focus on that goal and try not to get swayed by impatience, external situations, people, places, feelings, social media, comparison, like all this stuff. I feel like it's really asking you to like hone in. And then with the four here as well, we're getting a energy of like being more open to share what this is with people. So that almost sounds a little bit conflicting in the way of like don't let external sources kind of get in the way, but also like you also need to be open with what you're doing, whether that's just with like close friends or partners or family members. Like if this is maybe business related or something, like just starting to be more open with sharing like on socials or like, I don't know, local classifieds or something like that. But yeah, just like more intentional. And with the Pentacles here, this is always very symbolic of like being grounded, being stable, being secure in something. So this could be related to your finances. And another message I'm getting here, this might fit the same, this might be a separate message, but it's also kind of like try not to be in that space of like harboring money. again, like, not to say go and spend all your money or donate it to charity, but just, really kind of looking at money as energy and looking at like investing and opening up in ways that support you. This doesn't have to be money. Like, this could also just be like being more vulnerable and sharing with people. This could be like opening yourself up to take the steps to better your health or your wellness or your healing or something like that too. But I feel like you've kind of been in this energy where everything's like I'm seeing like a zipper. So it's almost like everything's just like zipped and closed off. And for some of you, kind of like going at this thing, like, I just, like, this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve. But you're not giving it heart and soul. Like, you're giving it very surface level energy because of fear or judgment or fear of judgment, fear of failure. Like, just something is like keeping you like really tightly zipped. And maybe that's something that like you're feeling that you just can't go all in on, but you're just being asked to come at it from a bit more of a heart space energy. Just be a little bit more open to expressing this outwards so that you can start to see it thrive into something great. So again, if this is maybe like business related or like a new project or arts and crafts you want to maybe start like putting up for sale or something like that, you need to start being open about it. Start sharing these things with people. Not in a like a salesy way, but just like, yeah, I do this. Like, this is my side hustle. This is something I'm working on. This is a business avenue I'm going down. Just like open it up. Because I feel like there's a lot of support here around you, but there's almost like this underlying fear or trauma or something that's like, I don't want to share because, like, again, fear of being judged, fear of being like, I want to say laughed at. Like, so maybe, again, this stems back to like earlier childhood trauma or something happened in your life. Maybe you were in like a narcissistic relationship or had that with your family, where every time you got excited about something or did something, people ridiculed you in some way, or they shut you down or said that was stupid, or like there's something here that's keeping you from sharing this experience because of a fear. So you're also being guided to kind of look at that fear and break through that fear by opening up a little bit more. And again, like this card, the reason I'm sort of saying like open it up to the world is because like you can see like this little town here, and she's sitting like way up here, like clutching her purse, as if to be like, I'm just going to be over here and doing my thing. But it's like there's a whole community out there that can support you. But if they know nothing about it, like they can't do anything. And then that puts you in this spiral of like, no one cares, I'm never going to be successful, I don't have the support, I can't do this by myself, whatever. But Spirit's kind of saying this week, you need to actually put it forward and let the support come in. So this reading has taken a very long-winded turn. I almost feel a bit like I'm getting whiplash with the messages that are coming through. So there might be like a lot of, this whole reading might be for you. There might just be parts that resonate. So take it as it is. I feel like this reading, this collective energy this week is still a little bit like tug-o-war. So it's almost like you're ready to go, but then you kind of pull back because you're not sure. But basically the overall message is like, it's time to like let your heart and your soul start leading the way a little bit more, and trusting that when you step out, when you unzip and open up a little bit more, that's when this success comes in. That's when like the crowd cheers and supports you. That's when you start taking more intentional steps forward with what you're doing, because you have a bit more clarity and vision. See, when we're left to our own devices and we can get caught up in our heads and things like that, we struggle going forward because we're the ones being our own critic. When you start sharing and you start seeing that support, whether that's through friends, family, community, paying clients, again, if this is like a business related thing, that's when you start to go, okay, like there's some momentum here. Like this is what I need. Like I don't need to sit here and second guess myself. Like I'm starting to see some physical evidence that when I show up, things show up to support me. So now I can keep going forward with that notion and knowing, and we're just going to kind of slowly press that fear out of the way. So I did have a download a few weeks ago now, and it's basically just a quick reminder before we wrap this up, is fear is just an alert beacon. It's nothing to be actually afraid of. It just kind of raises the alarm. Your ego goes, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. And unless it is something really detrimental or can jeopardize like your health or your finances or something like that, there's no reason to not go forward with things. But if you need a second to just, look at that alert beacon, like, what is this telling me? And it's like, oh, like that's nothing that's going to harm me. Like that's just an instilled fear from whatever. So I'm going to keep going so that I can actually succeed in my goal. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But yeah, little bit of erratic energy still starting off this week. I do feel though that the energy underlying is still giving a lot of momentum. So even though you might be not feeling 100, like underneath, like your soul is still really pushing you in this direction. So keep following the nudges, no matter how big or small. And yeah, just keep following that path, but follow with intention, with confidence, with certainty, and know that the support you need will come in, but you have to start being open to that. So I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week.